Silicon Valley's fall from grace is no longer a Silicon Valley science fiction scenario. It's becoming a realistic possibility. And according to Balaji Srinivasan, the former CTO of Coinbase, cryptocurrency is going to be the reason why. So what exactly is threatening the tech capital of the world? And what does this mean for crypto's future? Find out in today's video. Welcome back to Next in Web3, where we break down the latest in blockchain, crypto, and decentralized technology. Balaji Srinivasan is no stranger to the inner workings of Silicon Valley. As Coinbase's first chief technology officer, he helped launch USDC and was an early investor in protocols like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. But lately, he's been sounding the alarm about something most tech insiders won't openly discuss. The dominance of Silicon Valley is not inevitable anymore. In fact, according to Srinivasan, it's entirely possible that the region could collapse, going from 1 to 0 in his words. Now, this isn't some dystopian fantasy. Srinivasan points to concrete threats. He's talking about mounting political risk and structural policy shifts that could fundamentally destabilize the Valley's position. We're seeing this play out right now with California's billionaire tax, regulatory pressures, and the overall hostile environment that's pushing tech companies and entrepreneurs to look elsewhere. When you combine that instability with the rise of decentralized networks, you get a scenario where Silicon Valley's traditional gatekeeping power becomes less relevant. Here's where crypto comes in. Blockchain networks operate independently of any geographic location or government jurisdiction. Bitcoin doesn't need Silicon Valley to survive. Ethereum doesn't require California's approval to function. These decentralized protocols are building an alternative financial and technological infrastructure that exists outside traditional power structures. This is fundamentally disruptive. For decades, Silicon Valley maintained dominance because it controlled the capital, the talent, and the infrastructure needed to build technology. But crypto changes that equation. A developer in Southeast Asia can build on Ethereum with the same capabilities as someone in Palo Alto. Open source protocols mean innovation happens globally. And decentralized finance means capital can flow without intermediaries controlling the flow. Srinivasan's broader thesis revolves around what he calls the network state. The idea that digital networks can eventually replicate and then replace the functions of traditional nation states and centralized tech hubs. It's a radical concept, but when you look at how much economic activity is moving on chain, it starts to make sense. The implications for the crypto market are significant. If Srinivasan is right, we're not just talking about price appreciation or new use cases. We're talking about a fundamental reshuffling of where economic power and technological innovation actually happens. Decentralized networks become the new infrastructure. Crypto becomes the connective tissue of a globally distributed economy, and Silicon Valley becomes just another geographic region rather than the unchallenged center of the tech universe. What should you watch for next? Keep an eye on capital flows. Are venture investors moving out of California? Are talented engineers relocating to crypto hubs in places like Miami, Austin, or even internationally? Watch regulatory trends. If governments continue to make it harder to operate in Silicon Valley, that accelerates the exodus. And watch crypto adoption rates. The more people using decentralized protocols for real economic activity, the more viable a true alternative to Silicon Valley's model becomes. The timing matters too. We're at an inflection point where crypto infrastructure is mature enough to actually function as an alternative. Layer 2 solutions, cross-chain bridges, and decentralized exchanges have made it possible to move value and build applications globally without relying on centralized platforms. Subscribe to Next in Web3 for your daily dose of Web3 news.